Structural features of the periodic table. We are following at present the modern periodic table. But before we start following the modern periodic table, we had different trials in order to arrange the elements in a proper arrangement. For example, we had Dobinius law of triads, we had Mendeleev's periodic table. To some extent, Mendeleev's periodic table was successful enough, and that followed the arrangement of elements based on the mass number. But there were certain reasons or certain drawbacks of the Mendeleev's periodic table, and that's why it was not a successful one. And the next or the final arrangement of the elements in a periodic table is done on the basis of modern periodic table. So when we say modern periodic table, the modern periodic table is based on the or arrangement of elements based on the atomic numbers. That is why the modern periodic law states that the properties of element are a periodic function of their atomic numbers. At present, we are following or we are using the periodic table, or that is also called as long form of periodic table, and that is based on the modern periodic law. In this table, the elements have been arranged in order of increasing atomic numbers. And based on the arrangement of elements in the periodic table, we are having the classification of elements in the periodic table. So first classification, we say that it is noble gas elements. So which one we call it as your noble gas elements? Elements of group 18 of the modern periodic table, that is considered as a noble gas. That is elements of group 18, we call it as a noble gas elements. And we all know that we are having different categories of element, that is S block elements, P block elements, and so S block and P block elements come under the category of representative elements. The S block elements and P block elements come under the category of representative elements. And the third group, we call it as the transition elements. Elements that is going to belong to the group 3 to 12, and they have their outer electronic configuration. They have their outer shell electronic configuration as n-1 d 1 to 10, n-1 to 2, and these group, that is the group 3 to 12, are said to be transition elements. And the last group, we call it as the inner transition elements. When we say about your inner transition elements, what is inner transition elements? Inner transition elements is the lanthanides and your actinides. Lanthanides, that is the 14 elements after lanthanum, and actinides, the 14 elements after actinium. All these are put under the category as your inner transition elements, or in simple terms we call those elements as F block elements. But the elements in our S block, F block, your D block, all these things fall under three categories, that is your metals, non-metals and metalloids. So which one we categorize as the metals? Metals comprise more than your 78% of all the known elements, and they will be mostly on the left side of the periodic tables. And the non-metals, they are located actually at the top right hand side of the periodic table. So when we talk about metals and non-metals, basically the metals are the elements which will have in the 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell when we do the electronic configuration. For any element, when we do the electronic configuration, if it has 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the outermost shell, they are put under the category of your metals. Or if the elements have 5, 6 and 7 electrons in the outermost shell, then they are put under the category as the non-metals. And the third one we call that as metalloids. That is, this is a group of your elements which is going to show the characteristics of both metals and non-metals. And these are also called as semi-metals. So we could conclude that elements which line as the borderline between metals and non-metals, that is, it may behave as a metal or it may behave as a non-metal. So we call that as a metalloids. Example, we can say silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony and tellurium. So we could categorize that as a metalloids. And the elements in the periodic table are arranged in two different formats, that is a group and a period. A group is nothing but the column of elements in the periodic table of the chemical elements, and in total there are 18 groups in the periodic table. We have totally 18 groups in the periodic table, and each group is going to be an independent group. And horizontal rows in the periodic table are actually known as the periods, and in total we could say there are 7 periods in the long form of your periodic table, which has totally 118 known elements. In total it has 118 known elements. So these are all the basic description of a periodic table which we are following at present, that is our modern periodic table.